As Russian forces continue to encounter staunch resistance from Ukrainian soldiers, Russia has increasingly focused on grinding down Ukraine's military in the east. They hope to force Kyiv to surrender parts of the country's territory, and defeating Ukrainian forces in the Donbas region could effectively split the country in two. According to a military analyst, the big losses and slow pace of the Russian offensive might be what's forcing Putin to pursue a different approach. NTD's Joy Duguid brings us this report.
Aspirations for a quick Russian victory have been dashed by a stiff Ukrainian resistance. Russia has increasingly focused on grinding down Ukraine's military in the east, in the hope of forcing Kyiv into surrendering part of the country's territory and possibly ending the war. Observers say the shift in strategy reflects an acknowledgement by President Vladimir Putin that his plan for a blitz in Ukraine has failed.
What we see now is the probable recognition by the military leadership in the Kremlin and maybe even by Putin himself that the operation is definitely not going according to plan.
Military analyst Bולג says it's likely that tactically and operationally Russia cannot achieve more in terms of military gains than they've already done. But if Russia succeeds in encircling and destroying the Ukrainian forces in the country's Donbas region, it could potentially attempt to split the country in two. A senior US defense official on Monday said Russian forces largely remain in defensive positions in the area of Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, whereas little forward progress is made elsewhere in the country. Putin and his generals haven't revealed specific military goals or a planned timeline. The big losses and slow pace of the Russian offensive could be a factor that forces Putin to lower his ambitions and take a more realistic approach. Bולג warns there is also the possibility of increased Russian aggression.
Can't exclude, but because of frustration, because of extreme irritation, and because of the sort of absolute willingness of the Kremlin not to give in to any inch of territory to Ukraine, or to come at the negotiation table in the best way possible, they won't start pummeling and destroying Ukrainian cities more than they've done.
He added that although Mariupol was in bad shape, they haven't used all that they could be using and all that they have in store. Joy Duguid, NTD News.